Welcome, dear viewers, to Lumen this day. My name is Sydney Mwamainda, and today on the program we have some kind of an interesting question to ask. Would you donate a womb to either a friend or a sister who has been found to have a non-functional uterus? I don't know what you'd say. Or would you go for an IVF in order to have a child? I'm joined by my two colleagues who are going to introduce themselves for the first time today. Ladies first.
Good morning, viewers. I'm happy to be here.
Great. Gentlemen.
My name is Vincent Piri, and I'm happy to be here. Yeah.
Okay. So I thought you were going to greet the viewers, but you are just saying my name is so. I'm happy to be here. It's good to know.
I did greet the viewers. I'm like, hi.
I'm trying to provoke you so that you can speak up. You know,
I'm
when
processing, like thinking of
you know, with us human beings, sometimes when we are speaking low, but when we are accused, then you hear someone, hey, you see what it is.
But it's mostly, even when we are accused, some people tend to be quiet. But when you're in a meeting, as they're giving the report, the moment they just reach on the financial report, everyone has something.
Are you saying something to someone who's on the camera today?
So, yeah, I'm just...
Who deals with finances here?
No.
She cannot answer. She's not here. So let's spare her mind and everything. Dear viewers, you're welcome to participate to this program on the topics that we have. And we've said among the topics that we have, we'll be looking at a baby miracle born in UK to a lady that, a 36-year-old lady who was born with a uterus that was not functioning, and she received a womb from a sister. We want to hear whether you too can do the same. So you participate on those stories. We also look at a story to do with Honorable Monia Zulu, who was imprisoned to 12 months a sentence with hard labor. Yes, and then also the cases of rape are not seemingly going away anytime soon, but they have to. So we'll look at that story. So you can participate on these stories that we have today. But to begin with, ask director there to give us the story of the baby miracle born in UK, a baby girl actually. So Grace, let's maybe continue as we wait for the video of the baby girl born in UK. Director seems to be somehow caught up in some things. Who give us technology sometimes is not a good ally. Would you donate a womb?
Yes, I would. If I'm put in this situation, I can donate a womb to someone who really wants to be a mother. This also, it should also apply to those people that say, "Me, I don't want to have kids," you know. Give it out to those that, there are a lot of people that really want children in today's world. There are a lot, and a lot of marriage disputes come from people not being able to conceive. So I think for me, I would definitely do it, whether for a stranger, my close friends, my family, as long as I'm putting a smile on someone's face.
Okay, Grace, let's hold it there. Let's see what happened in UK.
A little miracle. First baby born in UK to woman with transplanted womb. Imagine the joy and hope sparked by a remarkable medical milestone. Grace Davidson, a 36-year-old NHS dietitian from North London, gave birth to her daughter, Amy Isabel, after receiving a transplanted womb from her older sister, Amy Purdy. Baby Amy was born on February 27, 2025, at Queen Charlotte's and Chelsea Hospital in London, weighing 4.5 pounds. This moment was made possible through an intricate series of medical processes. Grace, born with Myro-Kitansky-Kusterhauser (MRKH) syndrome, a condition affecting around 1 in 5,000 women, underwent fertility treatment to create embryos prior to her transplant in 2023. The donor, Grace's sister, underwent surgery to have her uterus removed with utmost care. Grace's body was prepared to receive the organ, and surgeons skillfully connected blood vessels and tissues. After the transplant, Grace began immunosuppressive therapy to prevent organ rejection. Following her recovery, one of the embryos created through IVF was implanted into the transplanted uterus. The pregnancy was monitored closely, and Grace gave birth via planned caesarean section. This groundbreaking achievement isn't just a personal victory for Grace, it's a beacon of hope for thousands of women facing uterine factor infertility. Globally, more than 100 womb transplants have resulted in over 50 successful births, showcasing the transformative potential of medical science. The UK is now exploring more transplants, opening doors for women with similar challenges. Grace's story is a testament to resilience, innovation, and the enduring bond between sisters. It reminds us all of the miraculous ways science can shape lives. Like and subscribe.
Okay, so dear viewers, that is what happened to Grace, and actually that is the name, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, the name of the baby is Emmy.
Emmy, but
Yes,
mother is
but
Grace.
no, the
The
woman
who donated is
donated the womb is Grace. Yes.
There's something special about the name Grace, I should
Okay.
say.
So Vincent, what is your take on that story?
Well, I think it's an interesting story, and interesting in the sense that it's for me. I think it has to take serious thinking. Really, I know Grace quickly said I would do that, but I think it's something that really takes a lot of thinking before you can actually think of doing it, because I think getting into an operation, just someone who is completely okay, I mean, I'm able to walk, I'm able to do everything okay, and then just to get into an operation for you to help another person, I think it really takes a lot of thinking, a lot of sympathy or whatever. For me, I think it's really something. And yeah, it's also good in the sense that such things are happening now. We are able to get a womb and transplant it into another person, and they're able to give birth. But again, I think biologically speaking, again, there are also some kind of risk that are involved. I read an article where there are risk of cancers that it can also happen, and so for the person that receive the womb, they are given medication through and through to prevent certain cancers that can actually happen. So like I was saying, it's something that should be done with a lot of consideration. Think about your health also, and yeah, as much as you want to help the others, also think about your health. So I think it is also important to know the complications that can also happen to you as a giver of the womb.
Okay, so that is the story. Grace, you have something
Either
else to say?
ways, complications or not, I want to put a smile on that mother. I'm willing to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, dear viewers, that's one of the stories that you have to participate on. Make your comment known. Would you donate a womb to somebody, or if you are a couple, would you go for VIF in order to have a child? Yes, Grace is putting a smile on a family, on a couple, Vincent has brought in other medical
Concerns.
and actually in that story, if you read it from the source, that is the BBC, you actually get to go with to hear more about the concerns that Vincent has talked about. Yes, he talks about the cancers and actually what they're going to do to that woman who received the womb. They are given immunosuppressants, that is almost throughout their life. And for this couple, because they decided again that they want a second child. So the doctors have allowed that they will have the second child, and then after the second child, then they will do again another surgical operation to remove the womb, because the body is able to recognize that there's a foreign object in the body. So they give those suppressants in order to do to make the body accept that. But those things they bring about cancer. So after the second child, then they'll remove that, and then she will stop receiving those suppressants, immunosuppressants. But again, the concern I want to bring in the issue of the church. The church has a document they call the Dunum Vitae. I don't know, these are Italian terminologies or Latin, I don't know. But the translation of it is the gift of life. So in that document, the church talks about life as begotten, not made. Yeah, from the creed, begotten, not made. So a human being, it comes into perspective in that in that way. And then it also says that in the process of coming up with children, the marriage act is not supposed to be replaced. It has to reach its own conclusion, and then there's conception and everything. So whichever technology comes in to replace the marriage act is against is immoral, so to say. But if technology comes in to enhance the marriage act, then that technology is okay. And I'm sure in that video we're able to hear that what the doctors did was, apart from doing the transplant of the womb, they also had to subject the couple to vitro fertilization, yeah, where they give some tablets to the woman, then she produces these eggs, and then they get semen from somewhere, and then put in a test tube, and then they fertilize, and then later on that's when they get whatever. So in that process, it means the marriage act has been replaced, and that is immoral, and the church doesn't allow that. But the children born out of that, they're human beings, they're accepted, whatever. But there's some kind of what the church says in that document, the gift of life, that the dignity of such children is somehow like taken away. So dear viewers, you need to look for that document called the gift of life, and read thoroughly and know what it talks about. Yeah. Okay, so that is one story, but you can make your comments known. You can text us on the numbers on the screen, and then we'll read your comment and hear what it is that you have to say. Next, let us colleagues move to the stories of rape, that of abuse of children that we've been witnessing and reading about, and even seeing in our country, Zambia. And just last week there was even a protest demonstrating against the same, and we read a church also advised that government should come in strongly on people who are selling
Is it anaconda booster?
Yes, they shouldn't be sold like sweets on the streets and the like. But there's a story interesting, though sad, of 3 women married to 1 man, and this man used to abuse a 10-year-old girl, and then he was caught and then arrested, and the women went to bribe the police to release this man with a 4,800 kwacha. But the story has developed to another stage. Let us see a video, popularly of the python.
The dust has settled. Calm has returned in the area. But the story of the discovery of a live python in the sack is still alive. The house is deserted and under lock and key. But the snooping mind and eye into the yard is greeted by red and white clothes. Residents here claim their nights were filled with a heavy presence of ghostly and wicked cries of parts from this house.
Ukagona umvela ma footstep pamalata. Ukachoka upeza ni makiti yaseruka.
Umunyumba muli vindu vochitika fulu. Mweze ufwiti, mweze vinyanga vimkwala, mweze njoka, mweze pusi, maimbwa kuna kambouwa yasto chinjana.
But according to the residents, what prompted them to break the locks of this house is a video of 3 women allegedly trying to bribe officers of the law in exchange for their husband's freedom.
Na mapari parents bajaboma ilanganepo bonse sebenzerepo so that we want justice for the girl child.
Inepwena unaona buti abakazi maybe wanaka kumankwala picha because no muzima unamvera reba suka chatora letu kwa kambajazi mai pa media venaona chilaniwa wamani kushitaka ndine Mr. Komboka nicha present kombo ni yonse kono.
This house is reported to have been occupied by the man who is alleged to have defiled and infected his 10-year-old daughter with HIV. Police spokesperson Ray Hamonga has confirmed the discovery of a live python in this house. Patricia Mapiki, ZNBC News in Lusaka.
Okay, so Grace, now we begin with you in that story.
Okay, I hope the viewers can see this. My face is even serious. I love to smile, but there's nothing to smile about. This is, the country is in a pandemic, and it's not COVID, but rape. You know, a situation where a girl child is defiled, and women that should stand for that girl child should side with the person that actually victimized this young girl. In the process of her being defiled, she was even infected with HIV. Her life will never be the same. Here you are, a mother. You even go to the police, even have the strength to go to the police and say, no, really. As women, where are we going? What are we doing to these young girls? Where is the country going? Because this is not something to joke about. If a girl child can be safe in her own mother's arms, then where else is she going to find the comfort? As a country, we need to stand strong. Women, we need to stand for the young girls. It all starts from when she is young. What happens when she becomes a teenager? She'll think life is all about sex and everything, and her life will be destroyed. Making the matter worse, she is infected with HIV and AIDS. She has to live on those drugs for the rest of her life. What are we thinking as women? We are fighting this rape pandemic. Then here you are as a woman going to defend a person that abused your own child and saying, release my husband. And I think those people in Chawama did a very good job. It's really sad because if a mother can't stand for her own daughter, I think the community did a very good thing. What they did to that house, and it's so unfortunate that there were actually other things that were found in the house. The python in a house, in a Zambian home. We are not whites who have pets, who have snakes as pets, or we even get an alligator as a pet. In Zambia, we don't do that. So please, out there, let us keep the girl child safe. Let us put them in a safe place and just be there for them. as a woman, please, you know the trauma that comes with sex. It's different with men. I would say this: men don't need a reason to have sex. Men need space, but a woman has to have a reason to have sex. So please, stop abusing these young girls. I have a lot to say, but I don't have time. So yeah, that's all I have to say for now.
Vincent,
Yeah.
the man has spoken.
I think we've talked about this several times. This is a topic that keeps coming almost every weekend. Like I said last time, every day we hear these stories of a young child being raped, and as young as 10. I mean, by their own biological father. I think this is unacceptable. This is un-Zambian and Christian, and as a Christian nation, I think this is something that should be taken very serious. Well, not long ago, we saw musicians and so on marching in the street, talking about child abuse, speaking against child abuse. But today, just a day or two, we hear a story like this one involving a father, and for that matter, he is a polygamist. He's got 3 women for that matter, but again, he is abusing his own child. So I think it is really sad that such things are happening. But more to this story, I think we've seen pythons there. We've seen a number of things that are not supposed to be in a house, in a shrine maybe, but in a house they were found, and this shows that this man was into some other things, and probably that's why he even was doing whatever he was doing, because I think he's a herbalist or something, and maybe sleeping with his own child was one of the things that he is required to do as a herbalist or something. So for me, I think as a Christian nation, I think we should live by the values of Christianity, and I think people that are doing this, the perpetrators, should be punished. Serious punishment should be given to people that are doing these things, because it is going beyond expectations. It is really too much.
Before we go any further, let me just make this statement. I would request that the Ministry of Health will start conducting examinations for girl children in schools, because if a girl child is not able to speak up, because I'm sure that girl has been going through the same thing for a long time. I'm sure there are others that are in the same situation, but they can't speak out. But if they're examined at school and they are actually confirmed to say they're being abused, I think we can actually put an end to this, because not everyone will have the strength to come and say, me, I'm being abused. But if we use these strategies, like we examine these girls frequently, like we check them frequently, how are they doing, they check, I'm sure we're going to put an end to this, because it's just too much. Yeah.
Okay. I know the man does not need any lenience. This we've talked about before. But what should be done to the 3 women that went to even try to get their husband back? What should be done to such women?
Well, I think those women should also be arrested, because they are accomplices in this situation. As a mother, I think she spoke as a mother, and she was so passionate about being a mother and taking care of the children. But look at these women. Among the 3, there was a biological mother. The others maybe they were stepmothers or something, but there was a biological mother who was there and also supporting that the child should be taken care by the state. I mean, who can really do such a thing? So for me, I think the mothers also should be arrested, because they are perpetrators of the crimes that are happening. And if like we had a similar situation where a pastor and a pastor's wife also seemingly were also in agreement with what was happening, and I think yes, both of them should be arrested.
So from this program, we can safely say we expect 5 people as of today in custody.
Yeah, for that case,
serving with hard labor.
Yes, those women, they're supposed to be arrested because one, they tried to bribe which is against our Zambian laws. You don't do that. That's a crime on its own. And secondly, they are protecting this monster that is actually.
So yeah. Now the other thing that we've talked about is the issue of these, is it traditional healers or doctors, whatever, but let me call them witch doctors anyway, because for me I tend to think that these three women, again, something was done to their brain. Because most of the times I feel for women who are married to men who practice these things, like wizards, what? Yes, in some circles would say witchcraft is not there, whatever. But when you see such things and you see people who are behaving in such a manner, three of them,
I think
they are into this cocoon.
This also comes back to the kind of lessons that these women are taught before going to marriage. They are
The submission.
Exactly. You know, women are just there to submit.
So those lessons
would come out and say this is wrong, but because of the lessons that they undergo before marriage, I think it really holds their tongue.
And there've been a call, I think, in some circles I've heard that there's need to be a revision of these lessons.
Yes.
Yeah. So submission should not be done without reason.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're submitting to each and everything.
And everything that happens in the
house, you have to submit.
But look at this.
That is slavery.
Exactly.
Yeah. So those people, those three women, it's like their freedom has been taken away. Their conscience is not there.
And
everything. And so what kind of lessons? If truly I don't want to take them for me as lessons, but I want to take it that this man with his magic did something to them.
But again, when you look at the
because in this age and era, you just know it is my husband who did. It is the lessons we were taught to submit. I think for now we can spare the lessons. But this man did something to their consciences, and they just confuse them. They are blank. They see white as black, black as white. So what you see to be wrong, they see it to be right. You see what I mean?
And then the other thing that I would want to say is looking at the mother of the victim, psychologically that woman wasn't in her right state of mind. For the two, I didn't really see the emotions, but the mother was really emotional. If you really look at how she was responding when she was being asked the questions, she would look the other way. And psychologically, when you're asking me a question and I look the other way, you obviously think what I'm saying is not true. And that woman seems to be...
Yeah, that's why I'm saying something happened. And you know, look, if we were able to see with a camera all those things, then they were seeing those things every day. And probably if there's this issue of feeding the python, it has to eat something. So you find that in most cases, the stories you hear is that the women were the ones maybe preparing food
to
and
porridge.
Yes, such things, you see. So it's like, again, maybe, you know, they are told, they initiated, actually, that's remember the word. Yeah, they initiated and they are told. You see, if you expose me out there that I have these things and things, wherever you go, maybe you'll be mad, maybe you will die, and the like. And that's how people now begin to submit.
And that's why I'm convinced to say there's witchcraft involved in there, because
so we need to go back to the Kaunda thing of searching homes.
Exactly. If it was only a sexual desire from the sexual boosters that he maybe had taken, he had 3 wives. Why the young girl? So this is where we need to ask ourselves, there is witchcraft involved in there. Because you have 3 wives. Honestly, you don't do that.
Okay, colleagues, so that is it. So we are recommending that there should be house checks.
Yes.
And then also
examining children from school.
Yes, and in the process of sensitizing them. Yeah, sensitize them, you give them information and the like. And then where possible, these girls will open up, no, what is happening at home is this. Just like you hear stories of kids. Kids take seriously the issue of rights. You beat a child, goes back to school, I was beaten. You find, I know of someone who was taken to police, locked in, because beat up the child. You see? And the other one, because the child was denied to play. Akachoka check school mwana, bamukomera mnyumba, sasobera. Went to school and said, mama nikomera sinsobera na manzanga, nima baonela pa window, arrested. So even in this case, it can work. So NGOs, civil society organization, I think that is work we have to go in. The problem is upon us. You've said it's a pandemic.
It's a pandemic.
Yes, but not COVID,
Not COVID,
but child abuse. Okay, so let's move to another story that is attached to politics and to a politician, not to politics, but to a politician. We saw Honorable Munia Zuru yesterday arrested, 12 months in prison with hard labor. The case is that it's sort of defamatory to the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Infrastructure. He purported that these people received about $250,000 USA dollars each on corruption allegations, but also that the Minister of Infrastructure also got 150 in order to give a job to the board chair at RDA. So he was found guilty on both cases. And Vincent, let's start with you.
Yeah, well, for me, I think to start with, it's not really good to bring allegations, whether you are in opposition or in the ruling party, allegations against other people. I think we should be factual in what we are doing. If you are going to bring out issues, let them be facts and proven facts. Because at the end of the day, this is where we end up finding ourselves in. And yeah, now he's been arrested and imprisoned for 12 months, meaning that the electorate, because he is a member of parliament, and the electorate now are denied of his services in his constituency. So for me, I think to start with, I think that was really something that was bad for him to bring in allegations that are baseless. But this now brings us to an issue where he's not going to be a member of parliament anymore, because I think the constitution says 6 months. If you are 6 months in prison, then you cannot stand. You cannot be a member of parliament. So meaning that now he's out of that seat, MP seat that he had. Meaning that we are going to have a by-election that is going to happen. This brings us to issues where now we are thinking by-elections means money, means printing of ballot boxes and so on.
Ballot papers.
Ballot papers. So yeah, ballot papers and going to the to cast the ballots. Meaning that now we are spending a lot of money again in these by-elections. So I think I think maybe let's pick it from there, where now we are spending a lot of money from these by-elections, which I think we don't really need.
Amidst the high cost of living.
Yes, amidst the high cost of living, again we are spending a lot of money to host an election. So I think which is not really good. It's a disservice.
And we are just some months to
a general election
in August 2026.
Yes. Yeah, already we are spending a lot in by-elections, and yet we are going to be spending soon. I think these are some of the things that we should be looking at and see how the Constitution can can help us? Should we be having this by-election? Because we've been having them. I mean, almost every other day we're having by-elections that are happening, and money is being spent to facilitate these elections. So I think we should be serious as Zambians. Even our MPs, the people that are governing us should be serious with what they are doing to avoid this kind of situations.
Yeah, so it starts, of course, with, like you said, the honorable MPs themselves to conduct themselves properly so that they don't unnecessarily cause by-elections like these. But also, when we are talking about solutions and the Constitution to help us, we know that there is a proposal of amendments to the Constitution, which submissions and concerns, reactions are coming from all over. I think we just can continue to call upon Zambians to follow the debate and see how it goes. If solution comes in, it will be a joy one day to all of us, because we need to put the money where the mouth is.
Okay, before we get into that one.
Actually, I was just thinking, because I've been told we are remaining 2 minutes.
I just wanted to make this statement. Is it Miuna or Munia Zulu? Okay, we'll get the clear the pronunciation of his name later. But I'm sure this man, he's a parliamentarian and he knows the law very well. He cannot just bring up issues from the bruise. He just wakes up and says RDA did this one got this much money from this one. I think maybe he just didn't have enough evidence, because a normal person who knows what the law says cannot just come and just start bring up these accusations and saying this one did this and that. Maybe there was a fire somewhere and the smoke was there. Maybe. Okay, what if there was? I think it's best if Mr. Zulu should appeal and put his facts right. And if he really, that was actually what happened, we pray God helps him, and then he should find the justice.
Yeah, true. That's why the courts are there. They are courts of appeal. So you start in this court, you go into the next court. He has that right, and you are right. He's a lawmaker.
Yeah.
He knows, of course, obviously in his mind, he knows exactly what he was talking about. Exactly. If there were people who gave him information, he has to know how to create evidence from there, and then if it comes out clean, then he comes out clean. Then let justice again prevail on the other hand. Yeah. Okay. So we are discussing all these things amidst a fingo. We lost one of people have described in some circles that a gallant woman in Madam Edith Nawakwi, who passed on yesterday. She was 66. She was the president of the FDD, and then she also made history by being appointed the first female finance minister for Zambia. After her, we've not had any woman so far, but she is and stands as the only one today as we remember her. It was in the MMD government. Was it which year was that? Okay,
1991. That's when
appointed by late President Frederick Chiluba. Yes. Any few words that you can say on Madam Edith Nawakwi?
Well, I think it's a sad situation. It's really sad to lose people like that. She stood out as one of the very powerful women in Zambian politics. And like you said, the first and the only woman who was ever hold that ministerial position, Minister of Finance. And I think she did very well. She really was vocal when it comes to giving checks and balance to the UPND government, and it's sad that she has passed on. I think may her soul rest in peace.
Indeed, may her soul rest in peace. She was vocal and fearless. I remember she was a member of the MMD, given a ministerial position of finance minister by President Chiluba. But when President Chiluba wanted to go for a third term, she was one of those again who was vocal and said, this is not right.
Yeah.
I remember late President Michael Sata saying, Mayobana wakwe, bashukuru katongo, eba mipere chipuna chiria, eba mwalala ndefi. Yeah, so that was President Nawakwi for Zambia. And we can only say may her soul rest in peace. Dear viewers, this is where we come to the end of this program. Join us again on Thursday as we bring to you some more stories, and we ask that you continue to participate on this program. And then thank you to all of you who've been watching. Until Thursday, from us today, it's bye.